A lot of this stuff that we're going to go through is stuff that we do at our training camp. So we have a strength and conditioning coach. His name's Dave Smith. He does this exact same stuff with us.
This is Kendrick Nicholson leading an on-ice development session for officials.
Heads up, shoulders are facing the middle, right? Good long crossovers. We'll do 5 at a time. 5 at a time.
Nicholson has spent almost a decade as a referee in the NHL, and he's giving back in London, providing an instructional clinic for up-and-coming referees and linesmen.
It's only about 1 step, maybe 2 steps. We don't want to get too far into the middle. There you go. Now they went behind you. Now you're back in. There you go. 1 step out, stop, watch behind you. There you go. Plays behind you, it's gone. Now you're safe. 1 step. Beautiful.
Communication on the ice, safety, and situational awareness were some of the key messages delivered during the 3.5-hour session.
Nice, yeah, your head's up. There you go, you're looking. You gotta get, yeah, keep going. You just have to remember that even though we're doing a drill and there's nobody out here, chances are, because the face-off was here, there's gonna be a defenseman there, right? The defenseman, and if the puck comes back in here, you won't be able to cut through here. So practice going, not straight back to the boards, but kind of back into this area. You're kind of coming back in here and then up the board, so you're out of the way, right? Awesome.
This event was organized by Josh Ackworth and the London Referee Group. We spoke with Nicholson shortly after the session ended. Kendrick Nicholson is going into his 9th year as an NHL referee, and he ran a great session this morning here in London for development of officials. Obviously, that's one thing in terms of recruiting and always trying to bring in new officials and develop them in the best way possible. Running this session both in the classroom behind us and on the ice, what was it like for you? Did you enjoy this experience?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun being able to give back to the kids and give back to everybody that was here, whether 15 years old or as old as some of the other people with 20 years experience in the officiating business. It's a lot of fun to just get involved and answer questions and offer some insight to some different ideas.
Tell me why this is important in your mind. I think the London Referees Group is doing a great job putting this on, organizing this, getting everybody together on a Saturday morning in the summer. Let's talk about that too, right? Why is this important and what value do you see, Kendrick?
Yeah, the timing of this is always tough. The end of the season, everybody kind of wants to get away. The summer, everybody wants to stay away. And then the winter, you're just getting back into it. But no, you have to do stuff like this to show your support for the kids and for everybody officiating at whatever age. And just know that there's lots of people there, whether it's on ice or off the ice support. So
lots of different pieces. Can you just go through a couple of them for me and maybe touch on the important points, some of the key messages you were trying to get across today?
Yeah, communication's a big one. We have to be pretty good salespeople on the ice, whether it be talking to them through face-offs or penalty calls. Yeah. Communication's a big piece. Positioning and skating kind of go hand in hand, skating being the number one. Yep. So we try and break that down as much as possible and get the skating fundamentals nailed down, so it's one less thing to worry about out there. And then the last piece is just knowing that they're part of a team. Right. A lot of the time it's 2 or 3 people, sometimes 4 out officiating a game, but knowing that there's a bigger group and a bigger support system out there than just the 2 of you out there. One of the biggest things in our business is staying positive. Right. It's very easy to get negative, and then you kind of get into some dark spots in hockey. Mm-hmm. But staying positive outlooks, positive sight lines, positive experiences, and then carrying that over from game to game.
Let's take a break for a minute to hear from Josh Ackworth. He's the president of the London Referees Group. We spoke with him a couple of minutes ago just about today and what it was like to have Kendrick out on the ice. Here's that clip from Josh Ackworth.
We're just looking for opportunities to get people engaged and to make them want to stick with refereeing. So with the amount of abuse and scrutiny that referees are under, we have a really high turnover rate, which obviously affects our program and how many referees we can put on the ice to skate games. So this is a way to help them learn and grow and become better officials. And again, it comes back to that communication and understanding how to diffuse those situations so that they don't feel like they want to quit.
This is the first time that the LRG has put on something like this, and to have referees like Kendrick who are here, it's been fantastic. He's, as you were saying, like he's been good, especially with a group like this where we have a lot of different age groups, a lot of different calibers of hockey that are around. It's nice that he's able to relate to all of them in different ways, and everybody was able to take a learning piece out of it, so that's awesome. Hockey's changing a lot, and referees have to be able to adapt to that, and we have a lot of great leaders who are in the LRG right now who have come up and want to see change and want to see their officials improve, and they want to make sure that they're behind them and supporting them in the best ways that they can. can, and this is probably the first year after COVID that we've been able to kind of start moving things along and making things happen. So happy to be a part of it and really appreciate them for kind of looking out for us.
I'd be remiss a little bit if I didn't talk about maybe some of the old days. I know a lot of people in Stratford and Milverton are probably going to see this, and that was kind of your roots and where you grew up. Take me through some of those formative years, not only as a player, but obviously as official going through the OHA.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Had a lot of mentors and a lot of people that I learned from along the way. Tom Broda in Milverton was part of the Milverton Minor Hockey Association, our referee in chief, and he was a huge support for myself. And then when I moved up into the OHA, I was in Northern Ontario, around Owen Sound, and John McCutcheon was a big supporter and a big leader for our group up there. So those people helped out a lot through the way.
Why do you love what you do? I think once you find your passion, you kind of go with it, right? And I've been involved in the TV business what feels like forever now. You're going into your 9th year, almost a decade in the NHL. What is it about it that keeps you coming back? What is it that you love about it?
It's the game. It's the game. Being involved in the game. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing better than hockey, whether you're officiating or playing or watching. Just a big fan of the game and very fortunate to be able to be a part of it where I am.
Favorite arena in North America is what?
Well, I was fortunate enough that in 2014 I got to work the Spangler Cup. So the arena in Davos, Switzerland was #1, but Madison Square Gardens in New York is a very close second.
It's great to see your development, Kendrick. Really appreciate the time. Stratford, Milverton, shout out to them, and great job here today.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, and the London Referees Association for putting this on. Josh Ackworth and Mike Parry doing an amazing job behind the scenes to get their group together and show the support and to put on a day like today. It's not easy, so shout out to those guys in the London Referees Association.